Good morning, students. I hope you are all doing good. Let us see what we are going to discuss in today's class. Good morning, students. In previous class, we have completed in periodic classification, that is chemical reactivity and oxygen states and valency. This topic we have completed, and in this chapter we are remained with very small topic, that is anomalous properties of second period elements. Which topic we are going to be remained? If you are going to complete this topic, this chapter is going to be completed. Anomalous properties of second period elements. Okay, let us see. The first element of each of the groups 1, that is in first group, what is the first element? Lithium. And in second group, what is the element? Beryllium. And groups 13 to 17, boron to fluorine, differs in many respects from other members of their respective group. These elements are differed in so many aspects from other members. For example, lithium is different from sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. Beryllium is different from magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium. Like that, these elements, first element of each of the groups, lithium and beryllium, and groups 13 to 17, boron to fluorine, differs in many respects from other members of their respective group. For example, lithium, unlike other alkali metals, and beryllium, unlike other alkaline earth metals, form compounds with pronounced covalent character. In first A group, I will write just 1 second. What are the elements present in first A group? Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. Is it okay, ma? These elements, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, they will form ionic compounds only. Lithium will show covalent compounds. Same, beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium. These elements will form only ionic compounds. Beryllium can form covalent compounds. Is it okay? So these first elements, they are showing different properties from other elements. Lithium, unlike other alkali metals, and beryllium, unlike other alkaline earth metals, form compounds with pronounced covalent character. The other members of this group predominantly forms ionic compounds. In fact, the behavior of lithium and beryllium is more similar with the second element of the following group, that is magnesium and aluminum respectively. This sort of similarity is commonly referred to as diagonal relationship in the periodic properties. For example, see here, lithium, instead of showing the properties like sodium and other group elements, lithium is showing properties like magnesium, diagonal relationship. Beryllium is showing properties like aluminum. Beryllium is showing properties like aluminum. That is only they gave. It is called diagonal relationship in the periodic properties. What are the reasons for the different chemical behavior of the first member of a group of elements in the S and P blocks compared to that of the subsequent members in the same group? The anomalous behavior is attributed to their very small size. The anomalous behavior is attributed to their very small size. This group elements, first element has very small size when compared to other elements. Large charge such that radius ratio. Charge by radius ratio means charge of that atom plus 1 divided by plus 1 is nothing but 1.602 in 10 power minus 19 coulombs divided by radius of that atom. They will consider my atomic radius. That ratio is very high. And high electronegativity of the elements. Top to bottom generally electronegativity decreases. Top to bottom in a group electronegativity generally decreases. So these are high electronegative atoms when compared to other groups. These are the properties. Keep that these elements are showing different properties from other elements. So main reasons you have to remember this point: small size, large charge, radius ratio, charge by radius ratio, and high electronegativity of the elements. In addition, the first member of group has only 4 valence orbitals. The first member of the group has only 4 valence orbitals, 2s and 2p, available for bonding, whereas the second member of the groups have 9 valence orbitals. Even though 3d empty orbitals are present and 3p empty orbitals are present or filled with some orbitals, third shell can accommodate 3s, 3p, 3d. Is it correct or not? So from sodium onwards, third shell will be started. But for first element, we have only second shell. Lithium 1s2, 2s1. Beryllium 1s2, 2s2. Boron 1s2, 2s2, 2p1. Like that up to 2p6. Only second shell. Second shell does not contain d orbitals. But coming to third shell onwards, d orbitals are also present. Totally 1, 3, 4, 4 plus 5, 9 atomic orbitals. So once again, in addition, the first member of group has only 4 valence orbitals, 2s and 2p, available for bonding, whereas the second member of the groups have 9 valence orbitals. These are the 9 valence orbitals. As a consequence of this, the maximum covalency of the first member of each group is 4. So by using 4 orbitals, they can be limited up to 4 only, up to 4. Covalency of the first member of each group is 4. Example, boron can only form Bf4 minus. Only covalency 4. Whereas covalency is nothing but number of covalent bonds formed by that element. Whereas the other members of the group can expand their valence shell to accommodate more than 4 pairs of electrons. Example, aluminium forms AlF6 minus 3. Furthermore, the first member of p block elements displays greater ability to form pi bonds. The first member of p block elements displays greater ability to form pi bonds to itself. Example, C double bond C, C triple bond C, N double bond N, N triple bond N. These are not able to be shown by next elements. Phosphorus cannot form triple bond with itself, P single bond P only. But nitrogen can form triple bond with itself and double bond with itself. Phosphorus even it cannot form double bond with itself also because of big size. And to second period elements, example, C double bond O, C double bond N, C triple bond N, N double bond O, compared to subsequent members of the same group. Okay, ma? These are all properties kept that they have diagonal relationship. Lithium has diagonal relationship with magnesium, beryllium has diagonal relationship with aluminium. Like that it will be continued. These are the anomalous properties of second period elements. Those are first element of every group. First element of every group. Once again, what are the reasons for that? You have to be very careful and you have to remember these. Those are: the anomalous behavior is attributed to their small size, large charge by radius ratio, and high electronegativity of the elements. These points are very important, and these are enough for NEET purpose also. Why these elements are showing anomalous behavior when compared to other group elements? first element of every group is different from other groups, other elements because of these characteristics. Anomalous behavior is attributed to their small size, large charge by radius ratio, and high electronegativity of the elements. Okay, ma? I hope you are clear about this concept. Anomalous properties of second period elements. This is called diagonal relationship. Diagonal relationship. And final topic present in our textbook is periodic trends and chemical reactivity. Periodic trends and chemical reactivity. This full paragraph is explaining that general terms. What happened to non-metallic character left to right? What happened to SD character left to right? What happened to basic character left to right? In previous class, whatever the thing I explained, those things were explained in this paragraph. Okay, see here. We have observed the periodic trends in certain fundamental properties such as atomic and ionic radii, ionization enthalpy, electron gain enthalpy, and valency. All these things we have discussed in previous classes. We know by now that the periodicity is related to electronic configuration. That is, all chemical and physical properties are a manifestation of the electronic configuration of elements. We shall now try to explore relationships between these fundamental properties of elements with their chemical reactivity. Already we have seen, see, if you are getting clear, SEMA. The atomic and ionic radii, as we know, generally decrease in a period from left to right. As a consequence, the ionization energy is generally increase. Left to right, ionization enthalpy increases. Already we have seen clearly. Now, just once I will go through and I will complete this concept fastly, with some exceptions as outlined in section 3.7.1. Those exceptions also I told. Okay, and electron gain enthalpies become more negative across a period. In other words, the ionization enthalpy of the extreme left element in a period is the least, and the electron gain enthalpy of the element on the right extreme right is the highest negative. See, every time we will not consider noble gases. Noble gases having completely filled shells have rather positive electron gain enthalpy values. We cannot introduce electron into inert gases, as well as we cannot remove electrons from inert gases. Very high ionization enthalpy, very high positive value of electron gain enthalpy. Okay, EA1, EA2, EA3 values also I discussed with you. I hope you are clear. Okay, next. This results into high chemical reactivity at the two extremes and the lowest in the center, meaning left side metals, they are high reactive metals. Right side, very high reactive non-metals. Right side extremes means left side and right side extremes. Left side high reactive metals, right side low reactive, high reactive non-metals. Left side high reactive metals, right side left side high reactive metals, right side high reactive non-metals. In between them, low reactive means moderately reactive elements will be present. Thus, the maximum chemical reactivity at the extreme left among alkali metals is exhibited by the loss of an electron, leading to the formation of a cation, and at the extreme right among halogens shown by the gain of an electron, forming an anion. This property can be related with the reducing and oxidizing behavior of the elements. Already we have studied, okay, reducing and oxidizing behavior also. However, here it can be directly related to the metallic and non-metallic character of the elements. Thus, the metallic character of an element, which is highest at the extremely left. Left side elements are highly metallic in nature, right side elements are highly non-metallic in nature. Which is highest at the extremely left decreases, and the non-metallic character increases while moving from left to right across the period. The chemical reactivity of an element can be best shown by its reactions with oxygen and halogens. Here we shall consider the reaction of the elements with oxygen only. Elements on two extremes of a period easily combine with oxygen to form oxides. So Left side high reactive metals, right side high reactive non-metals. The normal oxide formed by the element on extreme light is the left is the most basic, whereas that formed by the element on extreme light is the most acidic. In CBSE, actually these properties, basic and acidic properties, metallic and non-metallic character, oxidizing and reducing character, they were not studied separately. Here they are showing all these things, but I have kept those headings and I have studied them clearly and I have explained for you. Okay ma, this is the information they gave. Left to right, what happened to basic character decreases and acidic character increases. Middle we will get amphoteric oxides also. Amphoteric example Al2O3, AS2O3. Even zinc oxide is also amphoteric in nature. CO, NO and N2O are neutral in nature. Okay, next final para. Among transition metals 3D series, the change in atomic radii is much smaller as compared to those of representative elements across the period. The change in atomic radii is still smaller in inner transition elements. So inner transition elements almost have same types of chemical properties. As a consequence, they are less electropositive than group 1 and group 2. That's why high electropositive means high metallic nature. High electronegativity means high non-metallic nature. In a group, the increase in atomic and ionic radii with increase in atomic number generally results in a gradual decrease in ionization enthalpies and a regular decrease exception in some third period elements as shown in 3.7 section. Okay, in electron gain enthalpies of main group elements. This is about completion of the chapter. Now, while I am discussing the individual properties, they have drawn with some diagrams with respect to atomic number. What happened, this delta I is nothing but ionization energy. In a graph wise they have shown ionization enthalpy values. Okay ma, period wise I have discussed like that. In graph wise they have shown, here they have shown that atomic radius on y axis and atomic number on x axis. So by the variation of atomic number, how this atomic radius is getting varied also we have seen. Top to bottom, lithium to cesium, atomic radius increases 152 picometers, 186 picometers, 231, 244, 262, like that it is getting increased. Fluorine to iodine, 72, 99, 114, 133. Lithium is left side group fluorine is right side group. From here to here, what happened to atomic radius? Decreases. 152, 72, 186, 99, 231, 114, 244, 133, like that it is getting decreased. This is atomic radius, atomic number. Lithium to fluorine, this is a period lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, decreased. Left to right in a period, atomic radius decreases. This is in picometers. This is atomic number delta I, ionization enthalpy. This is atomic number, ionization enthalpy. For lithium, beryllium, this is period this is group. Top to bottom in a group, ionization enthalpy. Top to bottom, ionization enthalpy decreases Atomic size increases, ionization enthalpy decreases. 520, 496, 419, 403, 374. Here, lithium to neon, that means period this is. Ionization enthalpy increases. 520, 899, 801. Here one exception is there. Boron, already we have seen that. Beryllium is greater than boron because of complete field configuration. Same nitrogen is greater than oxygen. Completely filled configuration. Once you can check with this one with our explanation. See, boron, carbon 1086, nitrogen 1402, oxygen 1314, fluorine 1681, neon 2080. It has very high ionization enthalpy. It won't involve in it won't involve in reactions. Okay, these are the graphs we have according to individual periodic properties. Once you can refer them in textbook for your just reference purpose ma. This is about completion of the chapter. So by today's class we have completed periodic classification. In next class we will come across with new chapter ma. I hope you are all doing good and you are clear about the concept. Okay, if you have any doubts you can clarify at any time. I am ready to clarify your doubts. Thank you all. Have a nice day.